Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. We got the super team of sports talk here with y'all as usual. I'm one half of it, Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian, and I'm here checking in with my main man, the 6 foot and under post-up Chad from Hickory, North Carolina. Tell them who you are.
What's good people? It's the other A and AA Sports, your boy Uncle Hate, broadcasting live on a Thursday, Duke versus Carolina game. We really like y'all because this is a game we do not miss.
Right. We want to appreciate everybody tuning in, those that watch us on the YouTube channel, also those of you guys that listen to us on the Spreaker platform. Again, we appreciate that. Continue to watch, hit those subscribe and those those hearts. Make sure you show us some love there. And the man is absolutely correct. Football season is over just like that, and we had to get right into college basketball real hard because the Duke-Carolina rivalry is, as you all know, is probably the best in college sports, right?
Yes, sir. Best one.
So, there we go. But yeah, we had to go ahead and get this in because we knew it wasn't going to happen over the weekend. So we had to go ahead. A lot has happened in the last couple of days since we last been on air. So we're going to jump into a lot of things. We have some big trades to go over at the NBA. Somebody got broke off with a new contract today. We're going to touch on that. As well as some other little tidbits and here and there. But to start it off, we're going to go right on into it. And, hey, tell the people, well, you know who we're going to start off with open bar. Y'all back from the Super Bowl, still in line at the club, free before 10. Pour it up. What we pouring up tonight?
Well, we got to clean up some business for Tuesday. Because we were focused solely on the Super Bowl this week. We had guests coming on the show, so we had to focus on that. But we got to send some prayers up. Prayers up to Rasul Butler. This was from last week. We were tied up. It missed. Rasul Butler and his wife died in a car accident. Was that last week, I believe?
I want to say it was last weekend. Probably think it was last Saturday or so.
Yeah, single car accident. He was, from what I read, he was speeding, but lost control of the car, and him and his wife passed. Prayers up to them. I mean, if you watch the Big Three, and we talked about it some on the show, he balled for them. Solid NBA player, rotational cat. You hate to see him go. Now, I hate that I didn't do my research as I should have. The cat who passed over the weekend, the Colts player, I don't have his name.
Oh, I want to say Edwin Jackson, if I'm not mistaken.
Edwin Jackson, there you go.
Yeah.
Edwin Jackson was killed this weekend. He was in an Uber, from what I understand, and got hit by another car and died. So, that happened over this past weekend as well. We meant to touch on that Tuesday. We just didn't get around to it. So prayers up. All right. Now we're going to raise a glass. We'll raise a glass to the NFL 2018 Hall of Famers. We didn't get around to them Tuesday. I know we said last Thursday we would come on. No, you said last Thursday you didn't think Moss or T.O. would get in. Surprisingly, both of them got in. Both. Right. So the 2018 class was Ray Lewis, Randy Moss, Brian Urlacher, Brian Dawkins, and Terrell Owens. Now, we both agreed T.O. should have got in. But 2 wide receivers, that's a good look. Very good look. That normally doesn't happen in the same year.
Right. And I didn't think they would get it. I thought that the politics would take over. Right. But at the same time, I did kind of feel if they let one in, they got to let both of them in. And I think, because you pointed on, he's like, how can they not let Randy Moss in Minnesota? He got the TV thing going now. That normally helps change Cat's perception. How can they not let him in?
Boy, they love Randy Moss on ESPN.
Right. And so you actually end up being absolutely correct. And I think that actually helped T.O.
Right.
Get in. Now, another thing, I was reading up some stuff over the weekend. As a matter of fact, I meant to kind of have the article ready so I can kind of paraphrase it. But they had a lot of players that actually wrote to the voting committee on behalf of T.O. And surprisingly, one of those dudes was Jeff Garcia. And Jeff Garcia had a lot of nice things, to say about T.O. as far as his play on the field. And as a person, despite, their riff is well documented. And so something like that, is done for him. I think that help get him over the hump. So shout out to T.O. He definitely deserve it. Next question is, who is he going in as?
You a 49ers cat. I'm not surprised because, who J.J. Stokes was the number 2 with T.O., right?
Right.
He got Jeff Garcia paid.
Yeah.
So
Garcia probably had his best years. With Terrell Owens. You're absolutely right.
Now T.O. said some fucked up shit about him, so that was pretty big of Jeff to step out there and say that though.
Right. Yeah. Terrell Owens threw that Jeff Garcia's gay thing out there at a time where it was still kind of really accepted to do that type of thing. Honestly, just keeping it 100, he couldn't do that today. Mm-hmm. So again, if somebody like Jeff Garcia was, could step up and say something to help Terrell Owens out, that shows that I guess he was being, the bigger person, letting bygones be bygones. And from a football standpoint, he knew that Terrell Owens should have definitely been in there without any question.
Was this Brian Dawkins' first year of eligibility?
No, I want to say this is his third.
Okay, he's good then. Yeah, I did not know that only Jerry Rice and Randy Moss were the only first-time ballot cats who got in. I knew Jerry, but I didn't know Randy was the other only first ballot.
As far as what, receivers?
Wide receivers.
Okay, that's interesting.
I did not know that. Randy said it on Sunday when they were doing the pregame. So he was happy to go in being the only other first ballot wide receiver. It just seemed like something actually good. They should have went in first ballot.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking about it right here as we speak. Just recently you think about Chris Carter, Marvin Harrison.
They had to wait.
Hines Ward. Wait a minute. No, I'm tripping. No, Hines Ward ain't in there.
Michael Irvin had to wait a year or two.
Michael Irvin had to wait a couple of years.
What's that cat? Tim Brown, Andre Reed.
Then you go back even further to the 80s. Tim Brown. I think Steve Largent had to wait a good little while.
Didn't Art Monk just get in a couple of years ago?
Lynn Swann just getting in, I believe. Not too,
Yeah.
So, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I guess he's right. That's crazy, though.
Does that make him number 2 overall? Like, conversation over?
Who?
Randy Moss.
Nah, just because he got voted in. I don't.
His numbers kind of stand, too, though. I know I always said if I had a game to win, I'm going to take T.O., but, it's kind of.
Right, and T.O.'s numbers are right there as well. So, with those two, you just really kind of splitting hairs. I don't think it's really a wrong choice.
Right.
It's just more, I guess, more of a preference.
Right. All right, let's run through some football stuff real quick. I'm going to run through the NFL Honors Awards. I put honors. Boy, I started drinking. All right, Rookie of the Year, Alvin Kamara. Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. Boy, what are y'all going to tell this cat? He want his money this summer. No camp. Missed the first game. Showed up, won Defensive Player of the Year. Good luck with that one.
Yeah,
Offensive Player of the Year.
This look a lot like my list.
Yeah. Offensive Player of the Year, Todd Gurley. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Alvin Kamara. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Marshawn Lattimore. Offensive Line of the Year, Philly. Comeback Player of the Year, Keenan Allen. Coach, we already knew, Sean McVay. We knew damn well J.J. Watt was going to get Man of the Year because, pretty much per the media, he saved Houston all by himself. So,
right.
But Tom Brady got MVP. Carson Wentz might have had something to say with that had he not got hurt. But
he would have had something to say. It would have been in the form of an acceptance speech.
Yeah, I think he would have won too. Tom was kind of fading toward the end there.
It was almost like he was like the last man standing, because for most of the season it was Brady, Wentz, and like maybe Russell Wilson.
They weren't talking Gurley during the season until late.
Not until late, and not until Antonio Brown got hurt, because Antonio Brown was the first position player outside, wide receiver, running back, skill position that was in the talk.
Right.
He got hurt, and then they kind of put Gurley in there. That's kind of how I knew that. I didn't think Gurley was going to win it because he hadn't been in the conversation the whole year. So, that one just kind of fell in Brady's lap, but he couldn't break that curse of all the last, over the last 10 or 12 years, all those MVPs at quarterback who couldn't go on to win the Super Bowl, who actually lost the Super Bowl.
Oh, damn. Hey, man, tough break. Speaking of tough break, tough shit, we got a tough shit alert this week. Josh McDaniels pulled a pump fake this week. And some of you are uninitiated because that's post talk. A pump fake is when you think they think you about to take that shot and you hit them with it. And
I'm talking about pump fake, play action.
He called that audible Omaha.
He stepped off the rubber, spun around and threw the third and tried to pick somebody off.
He recognized on the Colts GM as the Mike linebacker.
Man,
Mike. Omaha. Bro.
Josh McDaniels, I mean, of course he's not gonna come out looking good with this situation. To the public and everybody outside of Boston and New England. I mean, because it was pretty much a sucker move. Not the fact that he didn't want to go there, just the fact that he went about doing how he went about doing his business. I don't even really care that he waited to the 12th hour to say nah. It's the fact that he had them other dudes get hired there, move their families and shit, and then say that he's not coming.
Now, I didn't hear this. Did he make the call to the GM or did his agent make the call?
From my understanding, what I heard that he called the GM, Chris Ballard, to let him know. And one analyst or reporter went a step further and said that Chris Ballard relayed to them that Josh kind of was going to try to go into explaining his decision. And Chris was like, "No, we're good here. I got to go. I got a coach to go find." And just cut the conversation short. So
I like him.
Shout out to Chris Ballard. Homeboy said the rivalry back on.
Well, you hit me with that the other day. I wasn't aware at the time. I had to go pull it up. I like him.
Oh, okay. So you hadn't heard it when I sent it to you, right?
Nah. I mean, damn, bro. It's February? They've been doing hires since like the 1st of January.
Bro, they could have been looking for a coach this whole time. That's at least that's at least about 3 weeks just gone. Right.
And everybody done got signed, all the OCs. So at this point, they at the bottom of the barrel trying to figure it out. Sucker shit, man.
Pretty much. Now,
we said a couple weeks ago, right here on this show, we said he need to see Andrew Luck throw the ball. I still feel like that has something to do with it. And I think that's what the Patriots played up to him, like, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Of course. Now they say he came to Gillette Stadium or whatever to Patriots headquarters to clean out his locker and was getting ready to go. And, a Kraft caught him in the hallway like, "Hey, yo, let me holler at you." 4 hours later, they said McDaniels came out like, "Hey, I need to call my wife."
Right. They probably hit him with, "Bruh, his shoulder fucked up. He ain't through in like a year. You gonna lose your kids off that fuckery?" Really?
That's how I would have played it.
We said that 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, we said, "Hey, you need a pro day. Don't take their word for it. None of that."
I'm like, "So did you see him throw, Josh?" "No." "Oh, so you gonna go over there and you hadn't seen him throw?"
You good with Jacoby as your quarterback. You good with that.
Right. You start thinking, well, like, you good with no run game. You good with the owner all in the videos, doing coke, duffel bags full of money.
Now, as much as I can look at this as a sucker move, I kind of heard another side to it, and it kind of made me think. I done got soft with age. Okay, he turned down a lot of money, right, and a lot of power. Now, I don't believe this nonsense where they said that the Patriots ain't made him no promise.
Oh, of course not. I mean, because they can't really contractually put it on paper right now. But yeah, you know how the side handshake deals go too, just as well as I do.
So it's like I can look at it and say, okay, he left money on the table. Mm-hmm. But maybe he left that money on the table. Of course, they gave him a raise, but maybe he left that on the table because Belichick got maybe 2-3 years down the road.
Of course, everybody's speculating that he was promised the head coaching job. I would think it's got to be sooner rather than later.
So what you give him, a year? Go on that conspiracy tip. Let the people know.
I give him till next week.
Oh, you think he's gonna be out? I mean, it's possible.
I mean, it is. I would like to think that they're gonna go another year, go one more year. Just for the fact I don't think Belichick going to go out like this as far as, losing the last Super Bowl.
But this is different though. Because I meant to put this on the notes. We kind of need to touch on this though. Like you see Malcolm Butler's Facebook or Instagram post. Tom Brady on there liking it. A lot of his teammates liking it.
Chandler Jones, ex-teammates, Brandon. Right. Yeah, exactly. So
is Belichick catching the blame for this? And, maybe Robert Kraft's like, so you sat this cat out. They ain't got no video. Ain't nobody stepped forward to say, I saw him at this concert that they allegedly had. I ain't said nothing. And you sat this cat, had him crying on the sideline. We lost the Super Bowl.
Right. So, you start tying everything together. You tie that into it. That basically Bill Belichick let his pride and his ego take over the betterment of the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you take into account the reports and stuff that came out before. I can very well see, Robert Kraft, Kraft is on Brady's side. And then it's coming out with the Garoppolo thing that Bill Belichick didn't really want to trade Garoppolo, that Robert Kraft made him do it. So it's some things there. And I can see Robert Kraft, you know what? This is the conspiracy theory I think you want me to go ahead and put out there. All right. So what if the Patriots just go ahead and fire Bill Belichick? And then Jim Irsay pick up that phone and give Belichick a call, and Bill Belichick go to the Colts.
With $85 million in cash to spend.
Chris Ballard did just say that the rivalry back on. That would definitely make sure that the rivalry is back on, wouldn't it?
Boy, I want that to happen. I'm here for that.
Hey, that's the only thing I want to see.
And snatch all them New England cats who deals about to expire and bring them to the damn Colts with him.
Well, that's if they want to come, because, with the players and everything siding with Malcolm Butler, you got Brady siding with the players, and you know how Brady is. Somebody made this point. Good point. Brady normally is a company man. He ain't going to say too much to rock the boat. Normally, he stay out of stuff like that.
So at this point, he don't fuck with Bill. That's what you're saying at this point. At this point, he don't fuck with Bill.
Either that or he getting older. You know how old men are. We don't give a fuck. It's whatever. Yeah, I said it. My cry 2 tears in the bucket. I'm about to be on my way out the door anyway. So It's not as much of an incentive for Brady to kind of keep closed mouth, like he has in years past. Because what is he protecting at this point when he only got a year or so left?
Threw 500 yards because all they needed was some defense. That's all they needed.
500 yards, the most points in the Super Bowl, 33, and to not win. I'd be drove.
Yes, sir. All right, this for you right here. You, I'm surprised you ain't got no celebration music keyed up for this one. Jimmy G got the bag today. Jimmy Garoppolo got the bag from your San Francisco 49ers. 5 years, $137 million, $90 million guaranteed over the first 3 years. Is it 7 or 8 starts? Which one was it?
I want to say it was 7, but he got paid.
Oh, he got broke off. Bank is open.
Yeah, I'm glad that we went ahead and got the deal done before Kirk Cousins and Matt Ryan and Drew Brees and all these cats start setting the market for this year in free agency. It sounds like a lot of money, of course, especially for somebody with only 8 starts. I only think it's 8. 137 million. When you break it down, it's about 25, 26 million a year, I think. Again, it looks like a lot now, but it won't look like quite as much once some of them other guys do their deals. And it won't look as much, 2 or 3 years down the road as the cap continues to go up. It could very well look like a bargain,
I agree. And it's funny, we were talking about this the other day, and I started thinking about it. After this wave of contracts here, you think Jameis is going to set the market or Marcus Mariota? Because they should be the next ones up. If I'm Tampa, you ain't about to break me off like that. I mean, but I guess you don't have a choice.
Right. Is it this? How many years Jameis got left too?
Like a year or two, because I think they're the next crop of cats who's supposed to get paid.
Right. You're right. Missed that. Jameis got to step his play up.
Mariota too.
Well, Mariota at least got working for him that they won a playoff game this year that they didn't expect to win. So you got that part of it. So we gonna see, but yeah, those are the next cats to get paid. But
Now after that, I'm assuming it's Wentz and Golf, and they ain't gonna have no problems getting no bag. That's gonna be handed to them. So
yeah, those teams want to do that as soon as possible.
ASAP.
Make sure they can get them deals team friendly.
Right. Speaking of team friendly, we come up on Arthur Blank's comments on Matt Ryan's upcoming contract. Matthew Ryan has one more year left on his deal. And
did you call him Matthew?
Matthew, yes, Matthew Ryan. Matty Ice, that boy.
I like it.
He says, I'm not saying, this is Arthur Blank talking, the owner of the Falcons. I'm not saying the money is insignificant. It is significant. I just think he wants to win championships. He's going to have to take that cut. I paraphrase that, people. He says one player is not going to win the Super Bowl. Oh, that sounds really good.
It sounds perfect in a perfect world.
Really good. How in the hell can you sit across from him when this cat had 7 starts and got $90 million over 3 years?
I say the only way that this has any way of working is if Matt Ryan has a Tom Brady syndrome where he just wants to give a discount continuously. Because there's no way his agent is going to allow him to sit there. You know, the players union, they look at things like this. They really you can't really go in there and under negotiate what you're worth. Right. Otherwise, you're fucking up other people's money.
Right.
You can't do that. So there's no way that Matt Ryan is going to take or get less money than Jimmy Garoppolo. It's just not going to happen.
Now, again, people, we've been talking about it on this show. We've been trying to prepare y'all for what? 5-6 weeks, give or take.
Longer than that.
Telling y'all, Matt Ryan gonna get $100 million again, maybe 130. And I thought it was comical on our personal chat this week. Everybody been saying, "Don't give him that money, don't do it." I let him. What you gonna do?
All right, and I get it. You don't want your quarterback taking up that much of the cap because it hinders you from paying other players or whatnot. I get it. But at the same time, like you said, quarterbacks are a dime a dozen. This season, if no other season, has shown us you need a quarterback, okay? You know what I'm saying? You got to have a quarterback, and they cost. You know what I'm saying?
And think about it this way. I didn't even think about it until somebody said it this morning. Had Julio caught that ball, the Eagles wouldn't be talking this shit they've been talking today. Had Julio caught that ball, they would have had a Super Bowl last year. They would have eliminated Philly this year. Hey, they're going to have to pay. And a homie of ours is like, he better take that 20. So I'm like, he ain't going to get no raise. He won the MVP last year, and there's no raise coming. And that's going to –
As the cap continues to climb.
Right. Yeah. Sucker's getting real money. He got an MVP, and he ain't supposed to ask for no raise because he's supposed to sacrifice for the team. That's like somebody stepping to you at your job telling you, bruh, we really like you, but I really want you to take less so we can have better operational costs to keep some of your teammates. No. So,
right. I mean, if they can find a clever way to work it out, where I guess a lot of the money would have to be some type of roster signing bonuses, or maybe a lot of money up front first couple of years. They're gonna have to do it that kind of way. Other than that,
you gotta pay.
You gotta pay them.
Deal with it. Y'all took an L today because the market got reset again.
Yep, again. Jimmy Garoppolo just got 5 years, 137, 90 guaranteed, 7 starts. People, 7.
So what Kirk Cousins gonna come at? He been throwing 4,000 yards a year for the last.
He just got tagged at 25 or 26 a year, right?
Right.
So he's going to be due for a raise. Remember, I think I said it last week. He was going to get bare minimum 130. So of course that's going up.
Right. Shout out to Jimmy G and his people, man. But damn, 7 games worth of tape, and you walk in there like, pay me.
By the time we get to Matt Ryan, because I think the order is probably going to be Kirk Cousins, Breeze, Ryan, then Aaron Rodgers some point on down the road. By the time we get to the end of this, I
keep forgetting about Breeze.
Right. I guess we looking at Breeze probably with a shorter 10-year contract, probably like 3 years or so. I don't think they're gonna do a 5-year deal with him. The rest of these should be full-term deals. But you gotta throw him in there. it's they're gonna get paid, man.
Yeah, they're gonna get paid. All right. Gronk allegedly has been told by The Rock and Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, the old man, that he should quit football and go into acting because he can make millions of dollars. Okay, I understand with the concussions. I get it. You know, he done had a lot of injuries. A lot. But is this scared business?
I wouldn't say it was scared business. I think it's actually, it could have some legs if given the right movie opportunities. I mean, look at The Rock. You know, former football player, went wrestler, then went to the movie thing. With the kind of, I mean, Rock, not The Rock, but Gronk's obviously, he's got the physique.
He's a little different.
He's got the personality. You know what I'm saying? Given the right projects, the right writing, coaching, and whatever, hey, I can see people going to see Gronk in a couple movies, and it only take like one good hit movie to get you on that, you know, on that track.
If he do The Hangover Part 7, he just drinking beer and partying, I mean, that shit would make some money.
Right. I mean, you know, they had to shut the because you look at the Gronk cruise. Didn't remember that he did that cruise like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Had all the people coming in.
Yeah.
It was the first and the last year because Carnival said, you know what, dog, this is too much. Y'all can't come back. So
you know, you might be right because I saw on Showtime the other day he got some type of comedy special he's been hosting.
right.
So
you got good cats, you know, retiring younger and younger in the NFL. You know, injuries piling up, concussions. He gets beat on a lot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna do it this year. I still think he's coming back this year, but I don't think this idea is so far fetched where I can't see it happening down the road.
One more injury, one more season ender, he done.
Oh yeah, if he taking some more concussions or have another major injury, I mean, again, he already kind of sound like he one leg in, one leg out right now.
How old is he?
I don't even think Gronk's 30.
He can't. I think he might not even be 28.
Let me see.
All right, while you pulling that up, National Signing Day was yesterday. And I'm gonna give you the top 10 classes, people.
Georgia. Gronk is 28.
Okay, yeah. They better get that another one done in 2 years. They better get another one done.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. All right, National Signing Day was yesterday. Let me give you the final rankings. Georgia finished at 1. Ohio State at 2. Texas at 3. Penn State at 4. Clemson at 5. USC at 6. Miami at 7. Oklahoma at 8. Bama at 9. And Notre Dame at 10. It's some established coaches on that list, and Kirby Smart finished at number 1. We got reason to be optimistic up here.
Right. You know, and these are a lot of, you know, he got a lot of these kids signed during the early signing period before they even got to the national championship game.
Right.
So, you know, if we can actually get a national championship, that's just going to really open up the floodgates. But, yeah, I think they already kind of open.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of cats that's been going elsewhere to not stay at home.
Right. I like what he did keeping. Yeah, just what you said. I like him keeping a lot of those Georgia players. But one thing in regards to this right here, we were talking about the other day when this whole McDaniels shit came down. Michigan ain't in this top 10. Big Jim put $1 million in that duffel bag and drive them Ann Arbor.
Yeah, and like 2 duffel bags, one full of money, the other one full of brand new khakis.
Khakis and collar shirts from the Colts.
Yeah, because he did used to play there, right?
Yeah, he played there. $1 million. Who we gonna turn down $1 million cash?
Right. If we're talking over some people's heads, we're talking about people. Jim Irsay, owner of the Colts, going to Ann Arbor to snatch Jim Harbaugh to come be the coach of the Colts, the team he formerly played for when he was in the NFL. Because things really aren't going as planned for Harbaugh in Michigan. Can't beat Ohio State. Can't beat Michigan State. I think they may have beat them once. Getting your ass.
Giving him the benefit of the doubt the other day when I said, well, he can't be Ohio State. You jumped in, shit, he can't be Michigan State either.
Hey, and those are the 2 teams you got to beat if you're Michigan. And then on top of that, I want to say that they get their asses handed to them during the bowls, right?
Yeah.
So if this is as good as time as any.
Okay, I'm going to take it up to 1.5.
$1.5 million in the duffel.
Show him 1.5. If he don't take that 1.5, you're gonna wait around to get fired. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. We've been talking about it, people. Y'all gotta start listening to us. But this stuff we've been saying, this shit been working out. So you gotta listen. All right, we're gonna leave these standings here. We're gonna talk about them after we talk about these trades and this NBA talk. Okay, last night the Cavaliers had probably the best game they had since Christmas Day. Christmas Day. They have been 6-13 since Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. And they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves at home. And LeBron was motivated. He had energy. He gave a damn on defense. They won. Everybody was excited. He was posting crowns on the ground and half the damn team by 2 o'clock this afternoon. And I'm happy about it.
Gone.
I'm happy about it.
Yeah, in regards to last night's game, I sat there and watched that whole game.
I was about to say, we both actually sat down at the same time and watched them. I think we both was trying to get an eye on what was going on.
Right, and the whole time I kept saying, okay, when is the blowout going to start? I was just really just tuning in for the blowout.
Right.
Because I ain't really put my eyes on the Cavs.
Right.
See exactly why the fuck they're getting blown out. I can't wait for it to happen, and it didn't. Now, they were hitting shots last night, but they still were not playing any damn defense.
Hell no.
And again, I see what people are talking about as far as the effort. Because a lot of times, LeBron included, just letting people just go straight to the hole.
Right.
But Minnesota decided that they weren't going to play any defense either, so it kind of balanced out. It was a good win for Cleveland. They definitely needed it. Going into.
We talked about this after the game. We was like, you know what? That's the type of momentum change and win that turn the season around. Who the hell knew they were going to trade half the roster the next day?
Right.
And people looking at these trades and they're like, well, who knows? Bro, they got younger, they got longer, and they got better value. And they cleaned up their locker room. Cleaned it up.
I like it from the standpoint that they got younger. They got a couple guys that are going to get some effort defensively. You're not really, based on what you shipped out, you're not really losing anything scoring wise
At all.
And then I like the fact that you held on to the Brooklyn pick, which is the higher of the 2 first-round picks, and
right.
just in case LeBron decides that he's done in Cleveland, he moves on, then you have not mortgaged your future, and you still have set yourself up pretty good, to go forward. So I like what the Cavs were able to pull off.
Love it. I mean, people, I think you said it. No, you might have said it to me on the side. Isaiah Thomas was approaching cancer level. I mean, he won't shut the fuck up after the game. He's throwing everybody under the bus. How you been there 14 damn games? You throwing everybody under the bus, and your ass ain't even healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about him. What's next? I mean, at this point, honestly, what's next?
All right, so of course, so Isaiah Thomas got shipped to the Lakers.
Right.
And his agent has already come out and said that he's not coming off the bench.
A text message in all caps.
Right. I think he texted that to Rachel Nichols, I believe it was.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, wow. He think he got clout like that. So now I heard something later on in the day that's saying that maybe plans to play him alongside Lonzo Ball, which I think would be a fail.
Man, that's going to be the worst defensive backcourt in the history of the NBA.
Right, because Lonzo's he can steal the ball pretty well, playing passing lanes or what have you, but one-on-one defense, foot speed ain't really his forte.
And they're going to have to move him to guard the 2 guards, the aggressive scorers.
Right.
His feet slow.
So, Isaiah Thomas, he kind of needs to learn. He needs to realize that his free agent value is pretty much just is fucked at this point. So he got to try to reestablish that the best way he can. So if that means being a 6th man but playing starter minutes, I don't see what the problem is, because it ain't really about who's starting. If you're on the court at the end of the game when crunch time matter, then I think that would be what I would be concerned about.
I was thinking about it because we've been talking about this all day, and I was like, okay, what contender could he go to help him? And he on that bullshit already. Where he go?
So we got the standings right here. Let's take a look at the contenders. Boston don't need him.
Nah.
Well, I mean, Boston they could use some scoring. I don't think they bring him back. As a matter of fact, I don't think they can bring him back.
Yes, they traded him this year. You can't get him back, I don't believe.
Well, but by him being traded to another team, because I think you can't go back to the team if that was your last team, something to that effect.
Yeah, that might be right. Okay, so they can bring him back.
It's some kind of provision in there. I know I'm probably getting it wrong off the top of my head, but I don't think he can go back because if he gets bought out, I think he can't go back.
Gotcha.
Now, if he plays the rest of this season out, Lakers don't re-sign him, then he can go back.
Right.
I think that's how it works. But Boston don't need him. Toronto, no.
He's coming off the bench.
That again, if he doesn't want to come off the bench, this is what eliminates all his options.
And like you said, he can get 30 minutes a night off the bench with all the shots he wants in most cases.
Right. And if you look out west, no place for him out west on the Warriors, Houston, Spurs, Minnesota, OKC. I mean, you look at Denver, Portland, New Orleans, I don't even count them as contenders.
New Orleans?
I mean,
they're not a contender, but if he wants, right. Well, they got Rondo. And they got J. Rue Holiday, so they don't even need him.
Maybe the Bucks. Who playing point for the Bucks right now?
They got Eric Bledsoe.
They got Bledsoe. You're right.
Philly can use shooting. And Ben Simmons is a pass-first guy.
But then what do you do with Redick? Bring Redick off the bench?
Nah, he's kind of screwed.
Basically. So
he's kind of screwed.
He needs to enjoy that LA weather. For the rest of this year, play his ass off in whatever opportunity or role he's given, and then try to latch on next year with whatever little bit of free agency money is available.
We've been watching ball for a long time. Can you recall a cat this damn arrogant?
I don't even really want to call him arrogant because, I mean, I kind of like him. I kind of like his mentality to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? I just don't really care for where he came in, trying to establish himself as top dog, basically.
Oh, LeBron.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really care for that. But when you're an alpha male, you're an alpha male. You don't really kind of take no steps back. So I kind of understand that too.
But I guess the crazy thing is we're talking about the most unselfish player in NBA history. You couldn't make it work with him.
Yeah. Like you said, a lot of the stuff he had to say, I think he just doesn't. I think he forgot he used to play for the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings. You know what I'm saying? I think he just only remembers his time in Boston. And, when he was in Boston, he had a lot of dogs around him, a lot of defensive dogs. You look at Jay Crowder, Avery Bradley, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. These are defensive, mainly defensive guys. So he could just shoot the ball all the fuck he wanted to. None of them were really scores like that.
That's it. Come off of ball screens and just fire.
Right.
Ain't thinking about no roll, just fire.
Exactly. So he couldn't do that in Cleveland. So he's gonna have to find a spot that's gonna let him do that.
All right. Are you surprised that DeAndre Jordan is still a Clipper?
If they wanted that Brooklyn pick from the Cavs, I'm not.
But they're
gonna end up losing them for nothing.
We talked about this. I mean, I can't trust you in the fourth quarter late. You don't hit free throws. And I'm supposed to give my future away for you?
Right. For this year, not knowing what LeBron was going to do. Now, I applaud Cleveland, Dan Gilbert, Kobe Altman, whoever pulled the strings and made that decision. Way to stand your ground.
Right.
You damn sure screwed yourself if you would have did that.
And think about it this way. You look at what Blake is doing out there in Detroit with the guy who actually has skills outside of catching a lob. That's what they needed DeAndre to become. What old boy is out in Detroit, and that's just not his game.
Nah, it's not.
So, but all right. Speaking of the Clippers, Lou Will actually surprised me yesterday by signing an extension to remain with the Clippers. 3 years, $24 million. The third year is only $1.5 million guaranteed. We were talking about it off air. because that's all we do is talk sports. Bruh, they said this money is drying up this summer. It's going to be a drought.
Yeah, I know you hit me with it, and I saw what they said. I saw a little breakdown of it. I think they said it's only going to be about 5 or 6 teams with any kind of real money. You got about 12 teams already paying luxury taxes.
Right.
I think this is a year, too, that the cap is just really supposed to level. I don't really think it's supposed to be any rise or increase in it because of the big rises that came the last couple of years. So you put all that together, you have very little money. So I don't think anything's going to happen too much. You really don't have too many marquee guys. You got LeBron, you got Paul George.
And Chris Paul, but they're going to probably stay where they are. Where they going to
go? And if I'm LeBron, I probably at this point opt into that last year.
I would.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny, folks on TV. Where's LeBron going to go? I'm going to say it now. I've been saying he'd be a damn fool to go west. He'd be a damn fool to go out there and deal with the Warriors on the regular and Houston
and Minnesota
and Oklahoma. The Pelicans, they going to get Boogie back. He'd be a damn fool to go out there and deal with that. If he wants to do that, bless his heart, that's foolish, though.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to the East, he done lost damn near every game since Christmas, and they still third in the conference. Why in the hell would you consider leaving?
Right. The only team in the East that I could possibly see him even thinking about would be Philly.
I would go there. Did you catch what I just said, though? Real talk. They done lost damn near every game since Christmas. It's February.
They still in third.
They're still in third place. Man, he'd be a fool to leave. But I would consider that Philly thing, though. I really would.
Right. But I think I would still give it – I would still give it another year.
Yeah. I mean, I like what they did today. That was some solid moves. Mm-hmm. Let's speed this up. Porzingis was out. He got knocked out yesterday with a torn ACL. He boomed on the Greek Freak and landed on his foot. Boy, that's insult to injury right there, ain't it? And he is out for the remainder of the season. Kind of a good thing for the Knicks because now this allows them to get even more ping pong balls to try to get a top pick. You weren't going nowhere. You might as well lose. And now maybe you can get some return on Joakim Noah sitting on your damn bench. I'd make him play.
That's going to be funny. I can't remember the last time I've seen Joakim Noah play.
He didn't play much last year at all.
He's like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
He's like some shit you tell your grandkids about. You know, there used to be this kid.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It don't seem like that he's that far removed from Florida, but that was a long damn time ago.
I mean, because you look at Corey Brewer, Al Horford, they still kind of doing their thing.
Yeah.
And he was on that same team, and to me, it just seemed like he's like 50 years old.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to pay him for the next 3 years all his damn money.
Because ain't nobody touching that contract, and so far he said he ain't taking no buyout.
And meanwhile, Phil's up in Montana putting some more weed in his pipe, laughing at y'all dumbasses.
Phil gave big ass contracts to all the cats who are not willing to take less than 100% of their money.
All of it. He's laughing at him while he's getting his $60 million that's still owed to him. Bless his heart. All right, the Lakers, they came out on Monday, I believe, Monday or Tuesday. We're not focused on this year's free agency draft. We're focused on 2019. Well, lo and behold, that when they traded Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr., they created space to get a second free agent pick, a second max free agent.
Right.
Let's talk about that max real quick, too, because I can't get that shit off my mind you sent me the other day.
The Supermax is undefeated already. It ain't even been in place that long.
Are they going to be dumb enough to chase somebody? Because I really like that 19 class. I would wait on that if it was me.
Right. I think they went ahead and freed up the space just in case Paul George want to go ahead and come this year. Just in case LeBron leaves and want to team up with Paul George. I think it's really a good move, just like you said, just in case. Just in case we can get the right pieces right now, then we got the money to do it. We ain't really got to be scrambling to try to do it at the last minute. Another thing I saw, depending on some other moves they make, they could free up to $70 million in cap room this year.
They're gonna have to stretch Lou all day.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's gonna take that deal. Which I really think they should just wait to 2019, let them youngins that they got right now grow. Like I said, I like that young nucleus they got of Lonzo, Kuzma, and Brandon Ingram. Let them continue to grow another year and then see what you got. I think it'll be a little more attractive for guys to come to that team in another year versus this year, because we still don't know what kind of coach Luke Walton is.
I'm suspect on that one.
You know what I'm saying? We still don't know that, and I don't think that guys like LeBron, Paul George, these type of guys that the Lakers are ultimately trying to get, I don't think Walton is going to show them what they need to see in these last 3 months of the season to make that decision.
But you know what? I just thought about while you was talking. Hell, they can package that Cleveland pick with Luol Deng. You know you got to give a first with a bad contract to get rid of it, like they did last year when they traded what's the boy they sent D'Angelo Russell and Mozgov. You're gonna have to go first with a bad pick. I mean a bad contract. So maybe they get off that contract this summer and really have the 70. I just can't see Paul George leaving Oklahoma. I can't.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is going to depend on how they see, how the playoffs and everything go. I think that's going to play a big part into it.
Yeah, no. I like him on that team, but like you said, anything can happen. All right, let's speed it on up and get up out of here. Oh, Supermax. We're gonna talk about that one day soon. We ain't got time today, but we gotta talk about that because that Supermax people, that's some bullshit. They can't be giving these suckers that Supermax. That's a lot of money in that last year, people. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
So we're going to talk about that. One day we ain't got nothing going on. I want to see if we got the same list of who should actually be eligible for the Supermax. Who we think should get it. It ain't many.
Write it on my hand real quick.
Right. But we going to get to that.
We'll get there.
Right. Last week I said Greg Monroe was going to sign with the Pelicans. Well, I was wrong. He chose the Celtics, which is smart. He wants to win. The Pelicans are at 8. I think the Clippers might catch him. So this kind of helps your boy Al Horford because he don't like being down there doing that dirty work anyway. So they can put Greg Monroe down there. Yeah, that's your boy though. But
hate Al Horford.
Yeah, at least we didn't pay him because we'd still be dealing with him right now in Atlanta.
Yeah,
so that didn't happen. All right, I'm gonna give you some names. I'm gonna ask you which one of these cats can help somebody after they get bought out. Derrick Rose, ISO Joe, IT, Corey Brewer, or I ain't even gonna leave Noah on next. If they buy him out, that's a lot of money. Which of those 4 can help somebody legitimately?
I like, and this is taken into account if IT wants to come off the bench, right? I'm assuming.
I mean, we gotta say that, but
you know what? I'm not even gonna put him in here anyway because until he get his hit right, I can't even count him.
Did you see? Oh, I ain't even put on the sheet, bro. He is shooting
like 13%,
36% from the field, and 25 from 3. You can't guard nobody already because you're small, and now you ain't hitting your shots. He's hustling backwards like a big dog.
Yeah, I like ISO Joe and Corey Brewer though. I like Corey Brewer in addition to somebody needs a defender off the bench. He can hit a 3-pointer or open shot if need to. And you don't have to worry about Corey Brewer not hustling or competing or playing hard. We know what ISO Joe brings to the table.
Yeah. I like him going to the Celtics or Houston. Houston don't run no damn offense. Coach open court, he'll just let the boys shoot, just run down the court. So we'll see where they go. All right. I'm good to go.
All right, people. So we're going to get up out of here, catch the end of this game. Score right now is North Carolina 74, Duke 69. We didn't let Duke get back in. We were up 10. We were up 10, though. Got the rebound. 5.5 minutes left to go on that. We're going to get up out of here. Before we do, hey, tell the people where to reach you at on social media.
At RK6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
All right, there it is. And again, don't forget, you can reach myself at Diego Barish on Twitter. Don't forget to check out the AA Sports, Straight Sports No Chaser, Facebook, Twitter, IG page. Don't forget to watch, hit those subscribe buttons on the YouTube channel as well as on Spreaker. And don't forget to shop with our with our people over at Distinct Finds on the eBay website. Remember to use that promo code AA Sports10 to get a 10% discount there. Also shop with our boys over there at Notoriously Fly. Good urban gear going wrong down there. You can reach them on not eBay, IG for them. So for AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser, Uncle Hate, Diego Barishnikov. We'll get at y'all next week. You have a good weekend. Peace.
Back on Monday.